Alright guys, Taco Bell has settled a little bit. We played some basketball. I filmed that, so I might show that at some point. But right now, we're gonna do some meditation. I'm gonna show you what it looks like as being not a participant. So from your perspective, you'll see me doing it. But then I'll link down below what I'm listening to. For this meditation, it's a guided positive mind meditation, which I've been doing for a little bit over a week now. And then I may or may not voice over this segment because it is a little bit more of a chill kind of thing, and maybe give you the benefits I've seen from doing this for about a week now. But yeah, I'm gonna cue this up and yeah, and then we'll dive into this. Yeah, I would just play the sound over the video, but I want to make sure this person gets their credit, you know? Because I'm grateful they posted it. Grateful. So, I did decide to voice over the segment. You could probably tell why, but I'll show it later in this video. I'll give you a nice zoom in why. But I just trying to make this video, talk about meditation, what I've been doing over these past, I want to say about 2 weeks, because I've been doing this along with the nomad life. So, you know, I take my time, about 10 minutes every day to meditate, and I have noticed some benefits, and we'll talk about those, like 5-6 benefits I've noticed, and how they've impacted. And then I'll give a real life example of how this process has enriched my life and enriched the relationship I have with myself. That'll make more sense later on, but so yeah, let's dive into these benefits. So these are benefits I found online. That this is just for regular meditation, so this is just meditation as a whole. What I'm doing in this video, I think I mentioned it earlier, is positive guided mind meditation. So just to cultivate a positive mind, positive perspective, you know, in every situation of your life. But these benefits are for all meditation. So you can do any kind of practice and you should be able to see at least some of these. In theory, this is what the website says. So the first one being new perspective on stressful situations. So me personally, I think meditation gives you new perspective on a multitude of things, not just stressful situations. But I will say with stressful situations, it definitely does help. And then the story I'm going to tell later will definitely pertain more so to that, because when you're going through stressful situations, it's really important on how you talk to yourself through those situations, you know, because you could either, you know, be a self-hater and be like, damn, I can't believe you messed up, I can't believe you did this wrong, if you would have did this different, you know, you make your situation that much more stressful. So you kind of like pile on to yourself, you know, like you kick yourself when you're down. So I would say, especially this meditation, this positive meditation, has definitely limit that self down talk, you know, where instead of being, you know, beating myself up, I'll either have nothing on my mind, so I have more focus and more presence to tackle the issue at hand, the real issue, or I will have positive talk, which will be, okay, yeah, you messed up this time, but you know what, we're gonna learn from this, we're gonna move on, let's tackle the situation. And then boom, you're handling whatever is the situation and not being overwhelmed so much by the extra, you know, the extra stuff, you know. So I definitely agree with number one. Number two is building skills to manage stress is what they had. I think this kind of ties into that first one right there. But I will say meditation, even with this one, which is mostly about cultivating a positive mind, has helped me just build regular skills that I've been wanting to acquire for some time as well. And I think that's more so because you're sitting with yourself. Since you're sitting with yourself, you really talk to yourself and say, I want to accomplish this. So how do I go about that? And then you kind of paint that picture in your mind, and with everything like memories, anything in your mind, you need to associate it with pictures, if you really want it to like stick. So I see myself building more skills like with these videos, with these edits. I wanted to get better at that. With these voiceovers, I'm trying to get better at that. So when I sit down for the 10 to 15 minutes, I communicate that with myself. I say, okay, I want to get this done. I want it to be very good. I want to be high quality. How do I go about that? And I feel like I execute better. So, and with that, that means I feel like since I'm reinforcing that I want to do those things, I actually am going to go and learn those skills to make it happen. But when it comes to managing stress, I feel like meditation is top tier. Like, when you were in school and then they'd be like, when you would get mad and be like, okay, just take 5 deep breaths. I feel like this is the adult version of that, where, okay, you don't have to take 5 deep breaths every time, you drop your ice cream cone. But say if, something doesn't go your way, you can be like, all right, let's get back to my breath. And you could take a couple inhales, and then once you do that and you're focused on your breath, you can switch your mind to the next thing you want that's like important. Like, you don't have to carry that disappointment you just felt through the whole day just because you felt that for a minute or less than that. You know what I'm saying? It lets you just shed things off. Think Shrek and layers. So you could just shed off the outer onion layers to the better layers. So when it comes to managing stress, I think meditation is top tier, and you're really able to go about your day in a more seamless, effortless fashion, because things aren't just clinging to you and sticking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like bubble gum on a shoe. I don't know why I said that. All right. So number 3 is presence and compassion. These are 2 different bullet points, but I put them together because I feel like they go hand in hand. So when it comes to presence is just being in the moment. A lot of people say just be yourself, be in the moment, just be. And I think meditation allows you to just be. You're not worried about, a lot of things. I feel like this comes with like the consistency. Like, you could do meditation once and you may not see a lot of benefits, but I've done it for about, so I've been out here 20 days now. I want to say I've done it the majority of those days. I would say plus a 15 days, closer to, 20, but I would say I've done it, more than 14 times. So about over 2 weeks. And I will say I'm more like grounded. I'm more in everything I do. Like, I did laundry yesterday, and I was folding those shirts so crisply, because I was into the action of folding. I wasn't thinking about, I got to do this later or that. I was completely within the action. And I think that you can apply that to literally everything you do. You can give 100% of yourself to any task you're doing. No matter how small, no matter how big, it's all about presence. It's all about engaging yourself in that task. And I think that's what it comes down to. And when you're breathing deeply and you're really focused on that, you can tackle everything you want to tackle, or be as good or as okay as anything you want. I don't know if I'm rambling. Maybe we'll cut this out. But yeah, that's how I think about it. You're just engaged with everything you do when you're present. You're not worried about anything else. And how I think that ties into compassion is when you're compassionate toward things, you're looking at things from their perspective, right? Say if it's a person, you're looking at it from their perspective. You're completely within that moment with that person, because you're feeling what they're feeling, and because you can feel what they feel, you can have compassion for them. Or even when it applies to animals, you know, when you see a dog, you have compassion for that dog because you know that thing is so innocent and should be cherished, and right. So I think because you're more in the moment, so your capacity for compassion is significantly higher. Yeah, and then lastly is reduce depression or reduce anxiety. These two I can go on forever about. As someone who's dealt with depression and still deals with anxiety, I definitely feel myself not panicking as much in situations, and because, like I previously said, with the good self-talk, I'm able to not get as depressed as I would about situations, or especially over like mistakes. You know, I make mistakes all the time, and usually before I would beat myself up over everything, but now it's a lot better, and it continues to get better. And same thing with my anxiety. You know, like right before this video, I met somebody random. Like he took time out of his day to give me ab workout tips. You know, like he didn't have to do that. So like I would have never done that. You know, I'm trying to build the skill of sociability, and my anxiety works in direct counter with that. So anytime I'm able to be social, I can see that my anxiety, it like chips away my anxiety just a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more. And that's the goal. And that's kind of, you know, that's kind of what my personal goal right there. But I feel like that definitely ties into the meditation that I'm doing every day. And that brings me to my battery story. I'm actually watching the video of what you're watching right now, and I've already gone over my allotted time. They're kicking me off the stage right now, but I'm gonna try to squeeze in this battery story really quick. So I'm doing the car nomad life. It was probably my first week. I parked over by a park, ironically, right? I parked by a park over in this area where there was no trees. There was no trees anywhere. So I rolled down my windows. It was like hot at night. When I woke up, it was scorching. It was scorching, no shade. And so I was like, okay, no worries. Let me go turn on my car. I'll roll down these windows a little bit more. We get some fresh air in here. You know, we'll start the day right. So I go to start my car. Car is dead. All my windows are like halfway down. I have a bunch of shit in my car. I didn't quite organize how it is to the level it is right now. So I just have crap everywhere. So I'm like, damn, what the hell happened? Go figure, I left my lights on the night before. So I'm like, damn, I'm dumb. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe you've done this to myself, right? And then, so usually in those situations, I would continue to do that. I would beat myself up. I would say, you know, you messed up, you're a fool. Why would you do that? Now we have to do this. Like, you know. But I feel like since I started my meditation, there was none really that it was just straight to the point. It was like, yo, all right, my battery's dead. What are my options now in this situation? You know, there was so much less self chatter, self doubt. So from there, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and see if I can find somebody to jump my car. You know, I looked it up. I had some battery on my phone. That's another thing. My battery on my phone is trash. So sometimes, at the same time, my car battery died, my phone battery died. So I needed to, I had a lot of dead devices on my hands, bro. So from there, I decided, I knew it was a battery issue. I tried to get some help. I go out, you know, I'm still kind of like stuffed in my head. I'm still kind of anxious, but I'm asking people, hey, do you have jumper cables? You know, I'm looking like, you know, a fucking Looney Tune sticking out my leg on the side of the street, you know, trying to get a ride. Like, you know, I'm trying. And, you know, I failed at that, but I was like, okay, at least I tried, you know, I did my best, and that's all I could really do in that situation. So long story short, I end up charging my phone with my laptop. I end up calling an Uber. The Uber comes. I formulated this plan as well when I formulated the original plan. So I had, you know, a plan A, B, and C just in case, right? So because I was able to be so focused, so in the moment, so clear, it allowed me to address, you know, all the issues and obstacles I knew I was going to have to overcome to actually get this thing done, because I was so far away from, you know, auto mechanic. I even called AAA too, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Right now we're really busy, and yeah, bye." Click. And I was like, "Oh, darn." And I could have beat myself up over that too, you know, like, darn, they hate me over at AAA. AAA never liked Josh, like, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't. We just kept it moving. And eventually, yeah, we called an Uber. I bought the battery. She was really nice. The Uber, she waited for me. She took me back. She, like, even the destination was wrong, and she even drove me a little bit further because she was just that nice. So I really appreciate her. And yeah, and now we replaced the battery. I went over to my favorite mechanic. He threw it in there for like $30, you know, about $350. And yeah, that was it. You know, that was my biggest challenge so far, living in this the car nomad life right now. And I credit meditation for allowing me to be able to overcome this challenge effectively and efficiently, and being able to move on and have a great day, even though even though it didn't start off that great. And I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video again and listening to, you know, what I think is a very important topic of meditation. And I'm linking below the meditation I used in this video, so this person gets their credit. And yeah, keep an eye out for my next video. I'm gonna post that soon. That's what I do after this. I go to the dam and I took a bunch of pictures. I did some sightseeing, you know, I met some people, chilled out. It was cool. But until next video, man, bye, love ya.